Hey everyone, this is MC Barber. I'm glad to be back making videos again. First of all, I want to take time and thank the Cara Belmont for giving me opportunity to work in their station when I needed them. I really appreciate it. We know they are high quality product, but they are also high quality people. I really thank them for that. To get back here to my video, here I'm doing a low fade with kind of a pompadour on the front. And the first thing, as usually we do, you have to have a good consultation with your client and make sure that you understand what he wants. Then you examine his hair, his skull. You can see where the problems are. This is his first time here to see me, so as you can see here on the top, on the crown area, his hair was previously way too short. So we have to kind of address that. We are looking here the way he wants to his hair styled. So I'm just checking possibilities here on which side I want to go, right or left. I want to see what we have before we start working, and if it is possible to deliver the service that he wants. So really this is very important part. Before you start, you have to have a clear vision of what you want to do and if it is possible to deliver. It's amazing. A lot of times I still take my kids sometimes to hairdressers or barbers, and I show them a picture of a haircut that I want for my kid, and they just don't even examine anything. They see the picture and say, "Oh yeah, okay, come on, no problem." And then you are watching, and it's like they are doing totally opposite from what it should be done. And on the end, you don't have a result that you are looking for. And we all experience this million times in the shops and salons. So here I'm showing the gentleman why we should go to the side we are going instead of going to the side that he was thinking, because of the cowlicks. So you have to take all this thing in consideration. Once we determine what kind of haircut we're gonna do and what type of style we want, I damp the hair, especially the curly hair like this, like wavy hair, slightly, and I comb it into a style that I want to create. Now I have a visual. I see what I need to do, and now all I have to do is remove the excess hair. First thing, as usually, I use for any fade, I use 1.5 with heavy-duty clippers, and I remove the bulk of the hair. I create the foundation for my haircut, for my style, and also foundation for my fade. As you can see here, I'm using 1.5 going straight up. It is very important that you do not follow the shape of the head with the clippers, that you do some freehanding. Once you reach the widest part of the head, that your clippers naturally should leave the shape of the head. You want to create that square shape. As a square shape is an ideal shape for men's hairstyle. So this was my first step in cutting using 1.5. This gentleman doesn't want to go really short, so we are using our magic clip, the fading clipper, and it's a closed blade, so basically it gets pretty close because I zero cap them, but still it doesn't get as close as I would get with edgers that are zero gap or with a straight edge razor, but it gets pretty close. And then we work on that. So I'll be doing my videos back again now every day. I'll probably be uploading, I hope, at least 3 times a week. My competition is over. It was a great experience. However, I was slightly disappointed with the way I performed. I really didn't do as well as I was hoping. But to my credit, it's really different than what I've been doing until now. It's more blow drying, styling, and I wasn't really sure. I wasn't prepared for what was coming. As this is the effort of countries. A whole country is taking pride into this. They have teams, coaches, preparation. People compete for years. So this was my first time, and I really didn't have experience in what I have to do. If I do it again next year, I'm sure I will do it way better than I did this year. Now, as I have experience and I know what am I supposed to be looking for. But still, I think I did quite okay. I will find out next few days where did I place from 1 to 60, as there were 60 countries. But I know I was in the first 5, that's why I was slightly disappointed. But it was a great year for me. It was a lot of education. I took over 300 hours in education. And really, it was, even though I didn't place in the first 5, I believe I'm way better off doing this competition than if I didn't. So now I'm just working on my fade here. I used 1.5 first. Then I used closed blade on my magic clippers. And now I'm using 1/8 of an inch working on the line and removing the line. So to talk about my experience in Paris, it was really great. The greatest part of it was actually meeting some of my fans from YouTube, you guys, from Italy, from Poland, Montenegro, Serbia, Philippines. Shout out to all of you guys. It really it feels good when you see that people appreciate your work and they value your work. So it's great. It really is great to meet people like this. So now I'm using 1/16 of an inch here. And I'm working on my fade. So to say about competitions, are really helpful for your career. I think if you want to progress as a barber or a hairstylist in your career, you definitely should compete. It is not all about getting a trophy. However, it is nice getting a trophy. I'm used to actually getting trophies. This was first competition that I really worked hard for, that I didn't take a trophy at home. So it kind of felt weird. However, if I could go back and do everything, I would have still done everything with the same results, because I learned so much and I got inspired so much by different stylists from around the world. I mean, think about it. There was about 59 countries from around the world, from Asia, Africa, Europe, USA. I mean, just people that have been competing since 1980s, and they have really amazing coaches who devote their lives into competition. They themselves were competitors and champions, and now all they do is coach their students. They select students and then they just coach them for basically Olympics, Paralympics, how to do a certain styles like a classic or creative or a fashion or whatever it is. And they spend so much effort into it. It is amazing, really. So I was really happy to be part of it. So now, as I have done my fade, I am as usually using my razor technique, my straight edge razor, to kind of I want to kind of keep the length on the top. I don't want to remove too much, but I definitely want to kind of blend it and thin it a little bit. He has quite thick hair, and even it out, so it will be a lot easier for him to style it when he puts product in it. Now to connect the top with the sides, I use scissor over comb. Scissor over comb is really a technique that you need to learn for everyday work in the barber shops and the salons. It is not easy technique to master, but it's very important technique. Actually, this is the only technique for hair cutting in the world competition that you need to know, including the razor or sculpting with a razor. Those two techniques are only involved in cutting for in a world competition. So scissor over comb is definitely one of the techniques that is must to know. As you see, you have nice transition there from side to top. And now I'm just gonna touch up the top a little bit, make sure it's even. Now that my competition is over, I'm available for workshops, classes. My classes are right now that I do 40 hours, uh, 40 hours apprenticeship program. It is extremely useful. I really think this is the best form of education because for 40 hours, which is Tuesday through Saturday, you get to spend with me in my barbershop and see how I approach haircuts from beginning to the end, how I approach a haircut, how I do consultation with my client, how I create different hairstyles, how I execute all the techniques that I do over and over. It is one thing when you take a class somewhere for a couple of hours or a day and you see a technique once or twice and then you forget it because you haven't seen it again. This way for 5 days in the barbershop you see the same technique over and over, whether it's scissor over comb or slice cutting or slide cutting or a sculpting with a razor or notching with a razor or notching with scissors or point cutting or shape up or blow drying and styling or moving the hair around with a blow dryer or how to control your hair with a blow dryer, your how to work together with your brush and your blow dryer, and how not to contradict your brush and your blow dryer with a comb afterwards. So all these things, I mean, you cannot see them once or twice and that's it. You have to see them more than once. And then you have a mannequin and you set up a station right next to me and I coach you on how to properly execute all these techniques. And you spend half an hour every day with me after the work and I make sure that you properly execute the techniques that you saw me execute throughout the day. Here, before you guys wonder how come I didn't shape up his front hairline, this gentleman doesn't like his hairline to be shaped up. He likes to keep it 100% natural. Here I'm using Leroy products for styling. I want to give shout out to Leroy. They are the only company that actually helped me a little bit for the competition and I really appreciate it. They sponsored me with some product and that was very nice of them. Really, they are a company that care about the industry and the barbers in the industry. So I really appreciate and I give shout out to Leroy. But besides that, I've been using their product even before that, and I really think it's a high quality product. Alright guys, so there it is. This is your finished product. As you can see, we have a low fade. It's pretty close to the skin, but it's not really skin fade. the top is kind of going to the side, but the front is flipped up almost like a pompadour. The hairline is natural. I didn't touch his hairline. That's what he likes. He doesn't really like the shape up and that clean hairline. He likes more of a natural look. The fade is more like a low to medium fade. And that also determines whether you wanna go with a medium fade or high fade, or what type of fade you wanna do. Also on the shape of his head as well, not only what client wants. So these are some different angles of the fade. As you can see on the back, how his hair shapes nice the contour of the head. This is all very important, that when you are creating a haircut, it's not only about fading or shortening the hair. It's really almost like a piece of art, creating, your sculpture, your art, So it is very important that you consider the shape of the hair, the texture of the hair, the shape of the head, as well what the client wants, and so on and so forth. These are some of the pictures that I took at the show. Some of them, I have a lot more. I got inspired by these pictures from different stylists from around the world, and it kind of inspired me on my coming up work. Um, I will be doing some of these hairstyles, tutorials on these hairstyles. So that's why I took the pictures of them. So look out for in my channel for this. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. As well, you will be learning a lot of these new hairstyles. I take care.